Hey everybody, I need your help. So recently I had talked about creating a leadership podcast or some sort of thing just to offer hope and share some leadership skills and tips and tricks and tools and all those things. But I kind of feel like everybody is doing that. And I kind of feel like everybody thinks that they can lead others. But I don't really think it's my job to tell you if I can lead you or not. I think it's your place to determine who you think is a leader instead of me deeming myself as a leader and sharing all my tips and tricks and tools with you laid out. Or is that my Enneagram 4 speaking? Anyway, I'm working on a project that's all about addressing the things that make us feel incredibly insecure and keep us shying back from being all that we want to be and doing all that we want to do. This has been a lot of my story in the past, dealing with codependency, playing small, afraid to take up space. I learned over the years to know that that's happening, to observe that that's happening, but not let it affect me and know that it has nothing to do with who I am or what I have potential to be. But most people in my life hear my story all the time. They see my story, they hear my story, I've told my story, I've wrote about my story. Nothing moves me more or inspires me more than hearing other people's stories. In fact, a lot of times my writing comes from hearing other people's story, whether in my inner sphere or just a story that I've heard in passing. Can kind of get a lot of my creative juices flowing. So here's where you come in. If you have a message of hope, you have a story of hope, or you're in the middle of a story that you know is hopeful, I'd love to hear from you. I'm still putting together some of the details of what this project is going to look like, but I want to see what is the response I get to this question first. I can definitely create the platform for people to tell their story. I just need to know who's willing. The overall gist is to let people know that they're not alone in their struggles and their insecurities and in the things that make them feel very vulnerable, and doing it afraid, not letting those things hold you back from all that you want to be and all that you want to do. Some of you may have heard my Zipline Story. I talk about it all the time, especially on my Facebook page, that I worked in a behavioral health company that specifically worked with addiction treatment, went to one of the facilities, got to do the Zipline course, which was a part of the therapy for the people who were there in treatment. Got up on the top, looking down, wanted to jump, but I couldn't. I was frozen. I just couldn't do it. I knew I wanted to. I wasn't going to go back down, but I couldn't. So I had to ask one of the instructors to push me. So you will hear me say jump, fall, or get pushed. Because in our life, these are the ways that things move into motion. We either jump ourselves, like, F it, I'm going for it, here I go. Sometimes our legs lock up, our knees are shaking, and we just need somebody to push us. And sometimes we just need to fall without a say in the matter, because it's the only way to get us to the next place. So those kind of stories, it would be interview style. So I would craft your story through an interview, let you tell your story based off of what you share with me. We'll work out the details later. But anyway, this message for today is just to see, would you be interested? And if you are, there's a link in the description box below that will take you to a Google form. If you'll just fill that form out, it's real easy breezy, and submit it over. I'll take a look at it and see where this project might go. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being willing. Our stories radically change the course of people's lives. A message of hope can literally pick somebody up from the pit. Sometimes we just need a reminder. Sometimes we just need to hear a really good story. A really good, true story. Thank you. Talk soon.